Hello, my name is James Dargin. I live in Wollongong. But yes, my journey is to share forgiveness, not only this whole nation, but I hope forgiveness reach the world. But yes, how I became into forgiveness, well, I've been through trauma, pain, loss for over, maybe close to 50 years. But it started off in the Catholic institution where I was sexually, physically, mentally abused in that institution until the age of 6 years old. At the age of 6, my father came up because he found out we were in there by a family member, and he came and him and his wife come up and took us from out of that institution. I thought that everything was going to be right. I thought everything was going to be perfect. We're going to have a perfect family. There's going to be love in the family. But I was wrong. My dad and my stepmother, they had a door access to the kitchen, which she only had to have a key to get into that kitchen. We weren't allowed to go in there, and we're hungry, we have a feed. If we had a snack, we weren't even allowed to that. My brother was put on the stove because he was accidentally playing around with matches. I asked him, I said, "You got that mark of that stove thing on your ass?" He said, "Yes." I still got it, brother, and I still remember it. Me and my brother had to walk to school. We had to cop racism abuse. I got to a point I hated being black because I didn't want to receive them words, And so, after that, we just constantly just went through physical. Tied to my brother was tied under the house. We were tied to a bed. I knew I couldn't take it anymore. So at the age of 14, I went to my mother's, and she lived in Sydney. And I thought, well, I'm going to feel what love's like, because I never had it, never received it, neither my brothers. But then I found out my mother loved alcohol, going out, drinking, party. Everything in the world was coming against me. I was taken out in the bush by the police force for no reason. They said, "Take your shirt off, James." I said, "Why?" So we don't leave no blood on it. I started drugs and alcohol at the age of 14. I gave up alcohol at the age of 50. I had toxic relationships, children. My oldest son is 42. I was 15 years old when I had him. His mother passed on because she was murdered. She was chopped up in pieces and put in a suitcase by her boyfriend. And they found the boyfriend's wife in a garbage bag in the cupboard. So my son lost his mother. Not only that, my son lost a father because I was only young. And then from then on, the pain and the suffering just got worse and worse. When I was racially abused, I became racist. I hated the white man. I hated every culture that came to our country. I didn't understand till I got a bit older that, when forgiveness came in my heart. And the first forgiveness that came was, I forgave my mother. And I said to my brother, "Forgive Mum for what she has done." Then I forgave my father. I forgave my stepmother. My stepmother's still alive, and I love her, respect her. I forgive the police force. I'm not here to make a name of myself. I'm not here to score brownie points. I'm just here to speak the truth. And the truth will set you free. Because I have repented, I have asked God forgiveness for everything I've said, everything I've done. Even asked my children to forgive me for alcohol and drugs. Even the mother of my children, forgive me for what I have done in a relationship. I wasn't blaming her, I wasn't condemning her, I was looking at myself for forgiveness. I've been to Anglican church, I've been to other churches, and I have asked for forgiveness for what I have said as a First Nation man. I'm accountable for what I've said. I'm accountable for the words that I have spoken against people in this nation, non-Aboriginal people, people from other countries, even religion, people from other religions. Watchman Nee, a Chinese evangelist, a Chinese Christian teacher, he said the biggest door we open up for Satan is unforgiveness. So forgiveness for me is for this nation to shut that door of unforgiveness. I mean, if it wasn't for this, I wouldn't be standing here asking for the nation and sharing forgiveness. I care about everybody. I don't care who they are or where they come from. Forgiveness has got to be shared. Let's start doing this in Australia and our nation to forgive each other. Let forgiveness be spread in the church. We are children of God. We got Jesus. Let's show the example of forgiveness in our brethren and our churches, our leaders, our pastors. First Nation people, start forgiving. Look behind the flesh and the skin and look at the heart. Don't be frightened. It's not going to bite you. Because Jesus wants you to come. But unforgiveness, Satan's going to use everything for that door to stay open. But forgiveness is going to shut that door and set you free.